Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome back to Squared Circle Society Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening, Dan, our resident mayonnaise sandwich eater, Dan.
And Pugs Dread.
Namaste. Howdy.
Almost told him to go, you know what, himself, and we're not 3 minutes in. I stopped myself.
We killed a minute on the intro, Dan, so you only got to make it another minute and a half.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't factor that in.
Maybe I'll just make 3-minute intros for all of our shows.
So how are you scallywags doing tonight? I'll go old timey for our movie later this evening after the Dark Side stuff. Only old timey insults on this episode. So
well, no, actually, that's the problem, Dan. Our old timey
not
insults,
that like old.
They get us canceled now.
I was gonna say you're playing with fire there, sir.
But you gentlemen are doing good. Pugs, good to have you on. I know you've been busy.
This will be the last one for a good while, but yes, I'm happy to be here. Talk some fucking wrestling. Damn it! I said the F word.
That's all right. We're not getting monetized. We're just trying to be good at this point.
Just like the Undertaker, though, you will rise again shortly. So
yeah, I'll be back, but once my fucking day job lightens up again, so it's cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Brian Trash Orc in the chat. We hope everybody is having a good one tonight.
Hey, we have a cameo. I didn't realize this. My cuddle buddy of John.
It's still just under 3 minutes.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was right there. That's badass.
There's nothing wrong with your cuddle buddy.
Thank you.
All right, so
Billy Jack.
Yes. Billy Jack Haynes, Season 6, Episode 7, Truth, Lies, and Billy Jack Haynes. So this one's interesting because I still feel like this is a dark side that's in progress because we don't have a result yet with the trial, I believe.
No, actually, I got an update this week. I was going to say that to the end, but
okay. You're right. I did see it. Yeah. Okay.
I had heard December of this year is the trial date. That was at the end of the episode.
I don't think he's competent enough to stand
trial.
Yeah,
that's what it was. There you go. That's what it was. He's not. Yeah, he's got the Superfly defense.
You know what though? We'll get into it because I think it has some merit.
Because that's what I thought while watching. I was like, this. I'm shocked they did it because this is still in progress, and that's what they've been saying. And we've used that defense numerous times because, well, why would they do that when yet it's not? The story's still going.
But he did reach out to
that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, so I think that probably moved him up the list. Yeah, because they could get him. Yeah, because I think this is our first behind bars dark side interview.
That is true. The subjects tend to not be around anymore, generally speaking, on Dark Side. So this one is unique. And if you're unfamiliar, we kind of open this up with what we're talking about. News reports out of Portland, Oregon, that 85-year-old lady, Jeanette, was taken out by her husband, who is Billy Jack Haynes.
Dan doesn't like to say killed. But yeah.
Murked by her husband, Billy Jack Haynes.
Baby.
And
Murk's okay.
So it kind of, leads with that and then goes over his career. Billy Jack Haynes was a regional guy out of the Oregon territory and kind of became a massive star for just a minute. He's another one of those ones where I feel like most people, it's like, oh yeah, the WrestleMania guy. Whatever happened to him?
Exactly how I know him.
Yeah.
He did not leave a mark prior to this episode. Jim Cornette called that shit.
Yeah, but you can kind of see he is you look at him back then and it's like, okay, that's a Vince McMahon guy if there ever was one.
Also, keep the beard, dude. You look
and this is another guy I think you could kind of see where it was all going to end. They go into Larry Oliver, the son of Rip Oliver, who talks about his dad finding him after Stu Hart kicked him out of Canada for working too stiff with.
That is a bragging point, though.
Right.
That,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Stu kicked you out for being too rough. Fuck, dude, what'd you do? Bring a knife?
Yeah, just like abdominal
He got
stretch,
upset
and
because
he
he
just shanked him.
pushed Owen down the stairs.
Owen tried to prank him, and he just yeeted him across through the dungeon wall.
It was him. Years later, he worked at that. Never mind.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I'm surprised he didn't start claiming he did that too. Well, I worked for this quick release company in about 1990.
He was blaming Vince, but honestly, like at this point, just take the credit for it, dude. You're just throwing shit on the walls and see what sticks.
but yeah, that is impressive to get kicked out for that reason. Then it kind of goes into Rip Oliver and the assassin David Sierra. Used to watch him all the time on WCW Saturday Night. Found him in Portland and saw what a jacked monster he was, and talked Don Owens into using him, and that kind of kicked it off. He gets the Billy Jack gimmick based off the 1971 movie, and gets a big push pretty much everywhere he went for a minute. Yeah. And we get Bill Alfonso in this episode, which is awesome. And we kind of skip ahead a little to where he gets the call from Vince. And this was the prototypical Vince guy in 1986. Teams him up with Ken Patera, who also I've never met Ken Patera, but comes off as like a really nice, normal guy in interviews. Like he really is kind of a survivor. He didn't get too tainted by anything in wrestling. He left probably when it was time to leave, and
he seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. So yeah,
he does. Yeah,
I've always been a Ken Patera guy. I think I got the Coliseum video of Ken Patera somewhere.
But yeah. He just one of those guys. He just always seemed nice, normal. There's no. Of course, I say that, and then like something will come out, but seems like a cool dude. But so yeah, he gets the call. They kind of do a lumberjack tag team gimmick, and
Oregon
they go
Lumberjacks.
Yeah, the Oregon Lumberjacks. And Bill Alfonso talks kind of like he's just one of those Jekyll and Hyde Benoit types. I mean, it depends, if he
we
likes
call it bipolar now.
Yes. He slapped the shit out of Percy Pringle, which of course
I
Paul
do not
Bearer.
appreciate that, dickhead.
Yeah, I was like, man, what did Paul Bearer do to you? That's
Well, he said he fucked up the end of the match, but I don't believe it.
Or he blamed him on the fuck up at the end of the match.
All
That's we'll go with that.
Yeah, and he talks about choking Alexis Smirnoff so hard he shit himself, and he went to jail.
He went to the bathroom
times.
on himself. We don't know if it was number 1 or number 2, but the German in you made it shit, so that's cool.
I'm sure he shit himself. Usually, yeah.
Well, it was obviously probably he pissed himself
that's where my head went.
Because we've both seen someone get choked out till they pissed themselves. So, hi, Bob, former SES alum.
There are some longtime listeners, Todd. Now you just gave Bob away.
I didn't say Danielle was the one who choked him out.
I thought it was Andre. Oh wow, that's way.
And we're 100% sure it was urine. Let's move on.
That's way more humiliating. She put Bob in a triangle?
Yes. I don't know if it's triangle. She choked him out.
Hey man, it's involuntary.
Was this like a bet, or was this just like
This was Halloween party shenanigans.
Oh, holy shit. Okay.
There was intoxication involved.
I can see Danielle like choking somebody out though. Like she's yeah. Fuck.
Brian Trapp says, I'm pissing myself right now. Nice.
Yes, sometimes it's a long walk to the bathroom. So they talk about the many issues. I mean, this guy was insane. some of the OD on the airplane and getting revived. And there's not a lot of a WWF story there. He was there for a cup of coffee. He got a WrestleMania out of it. One of those people, you go back, much like someone like the Warlord, who I don't think has any kind of a dark hit story or anything, but you look at him and you think, how did that guy not do a whole lot more? And that's kind of the gist of it. This episode is more interesting as a true crime episode, because
with Cornette calling him the Forrest Gump of crime. Cornette was on fire in this episode. He needs an Emmy nomination at minimum for this one.
We're Cornette heavy tonight, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's in our movie tonight, which we'll talk about. But so this guy, like, he opens up the Oregon Wrestling Federation, which quickly fails, like almost immediately. And they kind of tie that into all of these random claims that he started making over the last 15 years or so, linking himself to the train track murders in Arkansas.
I remember that Unsolved Mysteries episode
that was on Unsolved Mysteries, and you probably never Billy Jack Haynes.
I really did not.
So we'll go into it. He just randomly confesses to these different crimes. I kind of wonder if that inspired Marty Jannetty. I don't know.
God, can you imagine those two in a room with some alcohol and pills?
You could bring, if they could still go, you could do an awesome conspiracy theorist group with those two.
They come out with foil hats and shit.
Can Jesse the Body host it?
Yes.
So you don't make. I can't do Ventura.
I still like to hear you try. It comes out Sean Connery, but it's still worth it.
If I could sit and work on it, I could get there. But yeah,
you've had 38 plus years, Dan. I don't think it's happening.
So he kind of completely gets himself blackballed in wrestling. I mean, he kills his career pretty quick, and at that point, I guess it's what you choose to believe. I definitely believe that he was selling drugs. I think that much I will give him. I think there probably was some mob stuff. Was he working as an enforcer for Bill Clinton? No, I'm going to say that's probably where he embellished a little bit.
That's the thing. Again, I think he's just exaggerating all these stories. And then over time, you tend to believe the bullshit you spew out. So I do think in his own mind, in his own corrupted mind, he did all these fucking things, even if they overlap.
But imagine if Bill was just sitting in the in his underpants, just I really need to shut up Paula and Jennifer Flowers.
What I would love
is sees Billy Jack. He's like, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, he's watched the WrestleMania. Is like, he's strong. Let's go acquire him as our security. Dude, how fucking hilarious would it be if Bill Clinton's right now in his underwear playing the sax, watching Dark Side of the Ring? It's like, that motherfucker spilled the beans, and he's gone.
Hillary.
Yeah.
Time to eat another baby. Or whatever they do.
And cheese pizza.
I could see multiple. Can you imagine if just Trump was just it's watching Raw? It's I'm gonna make him the Secretary of Defense.
Well, I mean, that's how he got his Director of Education or whatever.
He's talking to Linda McMahon. Is what's Benoit doing? Haku is a badass. No one will fuck with us.
Yeah, put Ming in charge. Hell yeah.
Only if he comes out to the Faces of Fear theme. But anyways, yeah. Oh, the funniest thing is when he claimed that Vince McMahon Sr. is his dad.
Oh yeah.
That's when I'm like, yeah, okay, now you're losing me, Billy. I can believe that you might have been somehow some drug deal gone wrong and be a part of those train track murders, but now you're kind of losing.
Now that we have 23andMe and all those family tree bullshit, call them out. You got a DNA on file.
You think like Shane or something took it and it's like, God damn it, Shane, now we got to give him TKO money. Billy Jack beats.
That would be hilarious, dude. Actually, I kind of want that to happen now.
He makes the wrestlers come out with tinfoil hats.
Oh, dude,
we don't want Tony Khan reading your minds.
His hair, his fucking haircut though, where he looked like a dickhead beetle.
Oh yeah, what the?
Yeah,
you are clearly out of your fucking mind. Like, I don't like this man. Like, nothing in this.
Yeah,
this doc.
He's not likable. No,
I hate him actually. But yeah, I do not like him. I think he sucks. He might have been a good worker at the time, but like every nice person that's on here, even the shittier ones, are like, this guy is crazy. He sucks. He takes advantage of people. Honestly, it's funny to hear, but like, can you imagine at the time having to deal with this fucking guy? No, thank you.
Oh,
no fucking thank you.
I'm gonna give him a compliment. Better hat than Dan.
Fuck yourself, God. No, it's yeah, it's in a police locker right now. So fucking.
So you're saying he was wearing it while he did it?
Probably. I mean, like I said, I believe that he was probably a goon for some mobsters. They talk about the Longoria crime family, I believe it was. He obviously, somebody beat the shit out of him. There's no doubt about that. He didn't do that to himself. And the journalist,
but I do believe he stepped out of line.
That was
shit. I don't think it's the guy he said. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It looked like he nearly got taken out. So, you know, I do believe that much. I mean, he kind of just became a nomad, which they talk about. I mean, he was out of wrestling for 25, 30 years and just, you know, Bill Alfonso said he was homeless. And I think he more or less just took advantage of people. And that's how he survived. Rip Oliver, which really sucks because the son, you can tell, is still angry. He talks about him allegedly taking Rip Oliver's pills while he was dying.
To be fair, it sounded like they were sharing them though too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Rip was
sure
all there at that point.
But there is a dying person. There should be a line somewhere and not one to snort.
I totally forgot, and I remember hearing about it when it went down, but I didn't know that he was trying to rip off the Cauliflower Alley.
Not trying to, successfully did.
Yeah, did. Yeah, you're right. And
how's it go with B. Brian Blair?
He kept vetoing Iron Sheik's ankle surgery.
I love the fact that it's called cauliflower. like that's good shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, the other day in CVS, side note, I saw this one dude like talking mad shit to this bigger guy, and like he had long hair. This guy was tying it back and his fucking ears were super big. I was like, oh, this dude's about to get fucked up. But I think the guy recognized it because it didn't escalate further. It didn't diffuse that much, but the smaller dude started backing up a little bit. Also, the other guy, super calm. I was like, oh, I got my phone ready.
Yeah, he's probably just waiting for him to do something. Yeah.
Like, thank God. Finally, I get to use some of this ass kicking.
I feel like that's what I would do, is just like try and like walk different places and just wait for something to happen so I could look like a badass. Just, I don't know. There's ways to make it happen, I suppose. But they do go into, he married a much, much older lady.
15 years, but they're both senior citizens at the time. I didn't really see that as a problem. The fact that he's banging his dead friend's mother, like, I'm like, wait, that's an issue.
Yeah, a little weird. But she had dementia. I don't know if she always had it. I mean, it's a little unclear. But I'm just gonna say I don't think he was with her for love. I think that's a a strong. I mean, an
Well,
easy.
everyone said that he loved her.
They did.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say
But
that.
he's also a worker, Todd.
No, I get that. I'm not going to completely dismiss it. Like the people that knew him best.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
I don't know.
Doesn't mean you can't love someone and treat them like complete shit and use them, but
Yeah,
that's what
because
family's for.
he tries to use the mercy killing thing, and I'm like, I don't believe that. I think something happened that set him off, and that's all there is to it.
He obviously wasn't all there either. Like, I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think the lights were totally off, though.
I'm not saying that, but he obviously he was not. All of his bullshitting, it's obvious he wasn't all there mentally. The Forrest Gump of professional wrestling.
Crime.
Of crime. There's dumber people in wrestling. But like it all like he wasn't a smart man. Something was fucked
he
up
was
with
an
him.
idiot.
He's also not compulsive, but like he quick to react. So like I can see him snapping.
Yeah.
Like there's stories that he fucking slapped fucking Paul Bearer, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, and now, you know, we were left on a cliffhanger on this, but he was which is funny because it like came out like days after the episode aired. So they should go back and just fix the end crawl.
I feel like he's not gonna get away.
No, was not fit to stand trial.
He's
that's official. I thought.
Yeah, no, it's official.
The judge said, he's in a mental institution now.
Has been found. William Billy Jack Haynes, 70, has been found mentally unfit to stand trial on charges of a second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon. The charges are in connection to the shooting death of his 85-year-old wife. The court ruling reported on May 15th, so this is just 2 days ago, right after the airing, indicates that Haynes is currently considered incapable of understanding the charges against him or assisting in his own defense. Legal proceedings are expected to be suspended, with the potential for Haynes to be committed to a state mental health facility for treatment and periodic competency reviews. And then Haynes was a notable wrestler in the 80s in the Pacific Northwest.
So I assume that's contingent on him not being able to go back home, right? Like,
no, they're putting him in the mental institute.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm assuming that's just going to be permanent.
I'm
not entirely convinced that he's not capable of standing trial.
I am like, it's
okay when it's Ron Jeremy, Dan, but when it's anyone else.
Well, Ron Jeremy was sucking his thumbs at that point. I mean, it's a little different. Like,
how is it a little different? You don't know what condition he's in now.
Well, maybe since they recorded the episode, that's possible. But
all right, I just don't want you to be a hypocrite, Dan.
Just based on the episode, I don't know. But
just because the other one made Dan's little pee-pee hard.
Excuse me, it was the Starlets that did that.
Sir,
Todd,
you guys had unhealthy. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So, any closing thoughts about Billy Jack?
JG did bring up the Clinton body count thing. We did bring that up, but we didn't really specifically talk about how he thinks Vince impregnated Nancy and orchestrated the Benoit thing.
That wasn't addressed in the episode either.
There's a lot of crazy shit. Like, he's just pretty much existed by saying crazy shit. I know Hannibal has some interviews with them.
Well, they use some of the clips because you can see little Hannibal TV.
Yeah, so
we'll be in his dark side.
Almost. I'm still 100%.
It's not over yet, so we'll see.
But anyways, this one's kind of sad. I mean, he does just seem like a guy who just took advantage of people, and I'm not sympathetic. It's not like a Grizzly Smith issue, level of like.
Easy.
Well, you're sympathetic to Grizzly Smith?
No, I'm saying it's not that level of disdain.
Easy to
Oh,
hate. Yeah,
but,
that's
yeah.
Well, I mean, they're both horrible human beings, but his is a different level of sick. So
Yeah.
And I'm going to put the mental capacity to the side, but I want to say I do not like this man. Something in my gut says this guy sucks, so I would not fuck with him. I'm glad he's institutionalized. Keep that fucking weirdo there, because the older he gets, the less he has to lose. So,
all the mayonnaise sandwiches he can eat there.
there you go.
All right. So I think we'll talk a little bit more about our next episode.
What timing too for that one, huh?
Yeah, this sad irony, isn't it? Because I think we're gonna have another dark side of the ring with Sabu at some point. But Steven Zafer. Oh, sorry. Steven Zafer. The last time a judge ruled that a wrestler was incompetent to stand trial, they died shortly afterwards.
Yeah, Superfly.
Yeah, that
another one of the Clinton's henchmen.
Yeah.
That one I can believe.
I don't know what you just said, but yeah, you go do the job. All right.
Good impression, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
better,
man.
yeah. Better.
Sometimes they give me time. I will master it, but it just doesn't come out right away. I remember
Sounds like a problem.
those chants you killed your girlfriend at Jimmy Snuka. That is wild. That is like you could tell like he's like thinking about just leaving. Like I don't think he knew what to do.
Look, Front Row Mafia wasn't there. Had we been there, we could have got him to leave. Nah, fuck that. She had it coming.
Yeah, we'd be horrible. The good old days.
All right, season 6, episode 8, Blood, Fire, and the Original Sheik. So yeah, man, like this one's totally wild because there's all this, controversy with Sabu. It feels like he probably is going to have his own episode as long as Vice keeps doing these.
Didn't we already have a Sabu episode?
No, we had
No.
He was involved with one heavily before this.
Okay.
I can't remember.
He's popped up at least twice, I feel like.
Was he in the New Jack episode?
Was he in the XPW episode? I mean, he was definitely in the New Jack one.
He may have been. Those may have been the two. Yeah. It's not a first time. I know. I just can't.
Yeah, no, I've seen him.
Onita.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was FMW. I think he was in that one.
Oh, you're right. That's probably it. Maybe more than a few times then. But yeah, so this was interesting because, I mean, obviously the Sheik is responsible for a lot of things in wrestling. It's, as they were saying, ultra violent at a time when wrestling was not that. And we talk a little bit about his past, using his Lebanese background to create a villain at the time. Of course, wrestling wasn't very politically correct back in the Sheik's time. And yeah, it was kind of cool watching some of this footage. I mean, for somebody like me, like, I know the Sheik from different tapes. Obviously, I know the Fire match, which is legendary, but obviously grew up more with Sabu than the Sheik, which is fair to say for probably most people watching this episode. But yeah, what did you guys think of this episode?
I thought this episode was fantastic. What stood out to me the most was like how hard he kept kayfabe and how much he loved his family. Like he loved his family, but he was still kayfabe in front of them, which is great. But like
all had to call him Sheik or he wouldn't answer.
All of his family members, I can feel the love through the screen. So that was very cool. So it did for me. It didn't hit like a super dark episode. Like what he went through was fucked up. That's dark enough to be able to make it on the series. But like Sabu loved them, the grandkids. Also, Sabu with his fucking meth mouth talking pattern. Like that's take a breath, dude. No, the episode's great. I learned a lot. I thought I knew some stuff, but like this one, kind of like pinpointed details. I didn't realize he was the first one to bring fire in. And my favorite wrestler of all time is Kane. He pretty much did not the fireball, but like the projectile. I don't know. He was the first one to bring in a snake. Like everyone knows him. Everyone knows him something. The last thing they said at the end was like, "Oh, if you're a heel and you've done some bad shit, you probably got it from this guy." And yeah, smart businessman, had a good woman to back him up. He did everything almost right except know when to stop. Oh, I had no idea he broke his leg at Halloween Havoc. That's fucked up.
Oh yeah,
poor guy.
Needed to, I think, obviously put more people over. He kind of ran dry because he just always had to win.
He put that black dude over, Bobo, whatever.
Bobo Brazil.
Bobo Brazil.
So that's where Sabu got it. Ah. Bullshit.
And they talk a little bit about big time wrestling, and it's funny how that kind of mirrors a lot of the economic collapse in Detroit. I mean, that kind of led to the end of big time wrestling, but Sheik was a forward thinker. They talked about mobile trucks for TV and him being ahead of the curve on that. In 1973, he reported an almost $500,000 income, which it's wrestling. We're carny, so I'm going to say it was significantly higher than $500,000.
I love that Jim Cornette called that shit out.
Oh yeah, doubled it. It's cash business.
I think probably more than double, honestly. Like I think the Sheik was probably rolling in it, because even back then, his mansion that he had 35 rooms, it had a sauna. Like, I mean, even back then, like you had to be balling to buy that place. So I think he was doing quite well.
I do love that Sabu's like when they had everyone over for dinner. Why are they over there? Why are the heels over there and the faces over here? Kayfabe been in the house.
That's funny. Like, how far does that go? To like, does the heel just get up and it's just like, imagine if you had the other Sheik, the Iron Sheik, there is like holding a drumstick. I will fuck the Hulk Hogan's ass and make him humble. Pass the potatoes, please. Yeah. So don't shake your head at me after the beginning of this show. That wasn't that bad. Did make me cough though. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this episode. I mean, a lot of the stuff I kind of knew because Sheik is one, like I said, obviously didn't grow up with them. I was too young for that, but I did study a lot. Is just a guy who, just was an innovator, really kind of, along with, of course, Terry Funk, Abdullah the Butcher, Onita, did a lot of things for the first time. And he did put Bobo Brazil over, which was interesting because, I mean, obviously he wasn't doing that often enough, but it was during the Detroit riots. And he
made it matter. He made it count.
He did. He did win the belt back in like 2 weeks.
A week later, yeah.
But yeah, no, it just collapsed. I mean, much like, Detroit kind of did back then, and stopped drawing, checks bounce. This is a little different because overall, I mean, Sheik seemed like a fairly good guy, family man. I mean, this isn't a case where
he did fucking Zorro some asshole fan that tried to attack him, but he still cut that motherfucker. So there are really dark moments.
Almost disemboweled him. Like but
fuck around, find out. I'm all about it.
When you jump the rail,
JG Michael. If you talk to people that grew up on the Sheik, he was one of those rare guys that made people go, everything else is fake. The Sheik is real. Yeah, that was, said bullshit, I believe, but yeah.
yeah. I almost wish that I could have come up in that time where, you could have been at that arena. And I've known people who saw like old timers who got to see like Abdullah the Butcher in his prime, and they were like, I thought I was witnessing an actual murder. Like, especially being there, like it was so out of control, and it just felt so different from, you know, maybe other wrestling that you've seen. You know, this is not you know, Bob Backlund having a technical classic. This is a madman that might take me out if he gets into the crowd. So I wish I could have had that experience.
Ben Grimm can't have people jumping the rail, so when people do, they had to make sure they treat them as an example.
That's still the case.
I stayed on my side of the rail.
You know what you did? He came to you.
Yeah, like I mean, again,
That
obviously,
projectile didn't stay on the right side of the rail.
Yeah, flew out of my hand.
I don't know if they still do, but like when I was kind of shadowing people and doing a little training, like that, every single like veteran would say that is like, you beat that ass if somebody, you know, gets in that ring.
We used to hope people would step out of line of the UEW.
Gino from Hatebreed at the time. Remember my buddy Rex? He was about to slide in the ring just to do it, and Gino's like, "Don't do it, bro." But Rex was like super drunk. He didn't do it because I was like, "Nah, you're good." But he didn't mean any harm. He was a big fan, but like he doesn't know that.
These are not names at all, and I wasn't there, but I did hear a story once where some fan did it, actually got into the ring and like did a cartwheel, drunk, thought it was funny. And the referee just put him in a choke, got him out of there. And then I guess his dad like tried to nut up, and he like knocked the dad out cold. Just the referee. The match is still going on in the ring. The referee took care of it. It was a fun.
Good ref.
Yeah, just some indie show, but that was like the funniest example.
Yeah, Bob, stay outside the ring. Danielle won't do it again.
Exactly.
Todd, is there footage of Danielle doing this to Bob?
No, this was at a party. There's pictures from the night, but there's no pictures.
Oh shit, that is
we didn't know. This was the day, a simpler time, 2015, when everyone wasn't having their phones out for everything.
The people.
It happened like last week. It was someone would have filmed it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, was this like a case where it's like he was trying to get out of it, or it was just like you can't do it?
Oh God, you're really obsessed with this story.
I am. It's hilarious.
I thought you've heard it before.
I'm regretting bringing it up. My bad.
I believe it was just as simple as Bob's like, "Oh no, you can't choke me out," and then it happened.
Okay. Oh, can we say that like Ozzy's talking shit and saying you can't do it? Like, I want this to happen next time.
Because Ozzy's just gonna sit there and go, "Yeah, that's true." Dan's not full of shit, because he's just gonna sit there quiet.
If I could get her jazzed up, like, just go do it. Like, go get him. I want this to happen. I saw
Ben Grimm. I saw an interview with RVD who talked about the ladder match with Eddie when a fan ran in the ring and pushed Eddie off the ladder. Eddie roughed him, and RVD said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you.
Well, he didn't get to though, but because the referee got him. But Eddie squared up.
Yeah,
you're about to get your ass kicked, dude, or you're gonna know you're in a fucking fight.
You know what blows my mind? It happened, I think, a couple times with Scott Steiner. What dumb bastard like tries to rush the ring? I feel like even security's just like
why people get drunk and they think they can beat up the biggest guy in the room.
But Scott Steiner, like, I don't think I could get that drunk. Like, that's gonna be like,
you don't have that. You're not that kind of white. Gotta have that gene that says I can kick his ass now. You see an old man like Clint Eastwood, and you're like, oh, he's.
Yeah, that's when the privilege kicks in.
But yeah,
he's trying to get at his daughter, but we'll talk about her later.
There's been some funny ones. There was I think it was Piper O'Donis at Mania, where that guy just jumps up and he's like just jumping up and down with them, and like Piper's just like, because he kind of, this guy wasn't trying to do anything obviously, but you do see him in the off to the side like getting tackled. But anyways, fun side combo. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the gist of the the episode. I mean, checks start to bounce. There's no shows. There's that story about San Martino, which I did actually hear that one before, where he pays him like a quarter of his rate, and then he was no
800
show.
of the 2,000 or 3,000 he was promised.
Yeah, and you feel bad for the guy. It's like he loses his house, but that wasn't the end of him though, because he does go to Japan and becomes an icon through his unconventional style. But even then, like, he's going into Japan like late in his career. Impressive that for at least a few years he was able to build up that kind of name value, but his time had passed. I mean, he had so many different injuries and struggling to keep up his gimmick, but does shift to training, which is ironic because the Sheik changed so much, and then Sabu, one of the biggest innovators of his generation or any generation in the sport, because my God, I mean, we talked about this on the Backlash show, but Sabu, anybody currently working owes something to Sabu, and that's a talented fucking gene pool that you get two once in a lifetime performers in the same family like that. I think
and he produced 2 once in a lifetime performers also.
RVD, absolutely, yeah.
One speaks and one rarely speaks, so that's cool. Actually, I didn't know he trained RVD until the Hall of Fame thing. Like, it never dawned on me to look. Like, even when they were a team back in the day.
Oh, I don't know how you missed it. They used to yell it constantly.
It just never registered. I kept thinking, I was talking about Sabu, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
Yeah, and I mean, he also kind of saved Sabu because he was obviously in a dark place. He had that incident where he got shot, and his uncle took him in, did it the old school way. I mean, it was like 7 months before I think he even saw a ring. If
you get hurt, don't bitch. All right.
Yeah, I think that was it. It's like, don't complain. Like, let's go. And it's wild to think that this guy had was wrestling into the 90s in FMW, which that fire match is insane. I mean, he's got hip replacements at this point, and outside ring, not to probably don't want to delve too deep into this, since we got a member of the Flesh Wound family who's going to be having a body bag fire match. It's just like, Kruger's a badass. It's like, no, let's put a body bag on top of this. One of the craziest matches of all time. I mean, the ring fucking melted. Like, it is
sucked up all the air, made it super hard to breathe.
And he had third-degree burns.
And how much? Over 70%, right? Or
20% of his body, but that's third-degree burns.
And then the airplane on the ride home, everyone's like being disgusted of the stench. Like, he can't really help it, but
they could see his skin falling off,
looking like RoboCop.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man!
I can't imagine. How the fuck are you leaving anywhere to go anywhere with those burns? That's wild. Even I don't even think Necro Butcher would do that, and that dude's different. So,
nah, he probably would.
Necro probably would.
Okay.
Now you'd see Necro like smoking and like drinking a beer, like in the crowd. That is like the one human being, like, I don't think I could ever complain about anything to. Like, how are you? I'm fine. Like, the wife took the kids. They're taking my house, but I am peachy, sir. How are you? They do like 1995 Halloween Havoc. Cool. Sabu on that moonsault, and he breaks his leg, but he still finishes. Like, he doesn't like just get carted off to the
Well,
back.
yeah, he's not a pussy. He finished the spot.
Also,
Exactly.
back to the fire match, he got upset at Sabu for pouring water on him. Like, hey, I still got to get my shit in.
Yeah.
Fireball. It's like, you're getting my hand wet. Don't do that.
Can you imagine being at a point where there's no way you can breathe? I mean, you're getting melted, literally fucking melted, and then it's like I want to get my shit in. I'm go to a finish. Like, don't pin me and don't even touch me while you do it. Like finger poke a do me or something. This is done.
Yes, Sid, don't be a pussy. To be fair, Sid's was completely broke where he couldn't even make it a straight leg.
Yeah, that's a little different. I thought his boot
You know what? The
just,
Sheik
like,
was on the floor too. Like, you had the mat. It's built for that, even though it hurts. Got numbers
He
on
just twisted it weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he broke both of his legs, like, or both of his bones in his leg. Like, that shit was like a flop.
And to the very end, the Sheik, he was called the Sheik at his own funeral. And you feel really bad how Sabu had to find out about that. But
yeah, from Goldberg of all people. Ugh.
yeah. Oh. But you know what? Absolute icon. This is somebody that, all in all, like considering when he was around, I would say a mostly nice guy. Has a hell of a legacy and will definitely be missed, and obviously still is missed. His grandkids, because he did, make it into the early 2000s, and grandkids still seem to miss him a lot. So,
Yeah.
R.I.P. the Sheik.
That's a big thing in the episode. Like, you can tell he was loved, and he loved back like tremendously. So that's good.
Yeah. Watch that fire match if you haven't seen it, especially knowing what you know. Like, my God, I can't even imagine. I guess we had a similar experience with Masada's face going up.
Yeah.
Which we talked about Danielle. You can see her in the TMZ clip of that whole thing.
And when Dan was smart enough to not watermark anything of the clips.
Well, I'm sorry, Ted. There were 2 different clips though, but yeah, mine was one of them. But yeah, you can hear
watermarked like all the ones I shared. But
I didn't know how to fucking do it, Ted. I'm old school. I figured out how to film it.
I need clicks. That's all Dan cared about.
No, that's not true. You can hear us screaming in the background. Yeah, luckily somebody did actually get water because I don't think we had any. I think we were.
Dude, I was by the commentators trying to get water too. Like, it took a little bit. Your favorite? What's that?
I was the other ref, Jason, just running around like a cartoon character, and his arms just waving in the air. Danielle's at least trying to put him out.
Considering the situation, though, I mean, Danielle taking a little bit of a risk there, but
it's not her first fire.
That is true. It's like, so many people have been lit on
That's
fire.
like the 3rd XPW wrestler I've seen on fire.
Right? Right?
We had New Jack, Supreme, and now Masada's in the elite club of 3.
In July at Crimson Crown Wrestling, hopefully Carnage. Sorry, Carnage. I'd just rather it be you than Kruger.
We're biased.
I'm not sorry about it, and I'm gonna be calling the fucking thing.
Oh, you're on commentary for that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That one, I hate to say this because obviously I'd want to be there because this is a big match for Kruger, but I'm part of me is kind of glad I'm not. Fire scares me. Fire is just unpredictable. And
we're also glad you're not there to get in the way in case an emergency happens. So it's okay.
Make sure.
I love you, Dan, but get that out of our way. We got to put this shit out.
If anything, I would probably get chewed out because I'd probably extinguish it pretty quick.
And I believe Carnage was the one who couldn't put out Supreme or New Jack.
He was the New Jack one too?
He was one of them. I can't remember which.
Supreme.
Okay, because I know Robbie was there for one of the other ones too. He might have been both.
Also Supreme. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right.
I gotta check who put New Jack, who didn't put New Jackass. I guess I can't remember which one put the table out first. If it's Carnage, I'm gonna have to bust his balls. Remember, don't put the table out first.
But yes, CCW. If you're in the is this Anaheim?
This is my hometown of Anaheim, California.
Anaheim. Okay.
At the Doll Hut, the world famous Doll Hut, 21 and over. Get your tickets now.
Is it world famous?
Well, it's in there.
After July 11th, it's going to be infamous.
You don't want to miss this one. If you like,
we'll see if they're
violent. If you like violent, insane shit, like I think this is going to be one for the ages. I think Kruger and Carnage are going to go hard.
I'm curious about the setup because it's a small venue.
It's outside.
Oh,
that's why Kruger's a little, yeah. After watching this episode and hearing about the Inferno match outside, yeah. So
Santa Ana wins, man.
Ben, I just said it was my hometown. I didn't say that's currently where I am at. So technically, I did not.
True. This is true. He's
and Anaheim's huge, by the way.
Yeah,
it is huge.
It houses the mouse. It has to be big.
But all right, so we do have a movie review tonight. Queen of the Ring, from director Ash Avildsen, and in this film, in a time
Avildsen,
his dad.
Yeah, you get it. John Avildsen. The famous director, did Rocky, Karate Kid, all that shit.
Yeah.
Trauma alumni, Cry Uncle. What else do I have to say?
I'm surprised Cry Uncle wasn't first, Todd. You should have.
Well, no, I had a show with the bigger pictures, And to be fair, Lloyd is in Rocky, so.
Wait, Stallone didn't direct Rocky? The first one?
No.
He just wrote it?
Yes. They wouldn't let him do both on his first. Yeah.
Yeah. That
John G. Avildsen.
I mean, it was just like Sly. You did adult films. Like, we're not gonna let you direct it. He had to earn that. But anyways, Queen of the Ring,
and that's why Lloyd Kaufman's in it also.
Yes. In a time when pro wrestling for women was illegal all over the United States, a small-town single mother embraces the danger as she dominates America's most masculine sport and becomes the first $1 million female athlete in history. Of course, speaking of Mildred Burke. So wrestling movies are always kind of a coin flip because we love wrestling, obviously, but I would say if you're not a wrestling fan, more often than not, it's like I wouldn't tell you gotta watch Body Slam or Grunt. Like
it's hard for me, even watching them now, movies where they try to attempt to keep wrestling kayfabe, and it's like all like it's a different genre because it's funny to watch, like a Body Slam where we're trying to act like the sport is like it's a legitimate competition versus what it really is.
Performance art.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure if this one was going to do that, to be honest, but it kind of fits because if you know the history of it, we weren't there watching old Mildred and June Byers tussling back in the day, but that was a shoot at the end. I mean, they did shoot on each other, so there's at least some truth to it. And I'm going to say this was actually pretty damn good for a wrestler. Not even, I shouldn't even say that and minimize it. I thought this was just pretty damn good.
Yeah.
There are some things that aren't entirely accurate because I don't know how much to do spoiler wise, being that this is at least somewhat of a true story.
I think we're okay because I don't think there's really anything
to spoil. It's the life, but
there was one thing that jumped out at me as untrue very early on.
The death in the ring of Gladys Gillum did not happen. She actually lived a long time. She died in like 2009 at 89 years old. So
That wasn't the thing that
I was gonna say, Todd, you said
Yeah.
early on. That was not early in the movie. Loved Deborah Ann Waldo.
the way they threw around insider terms to people who didn't know him.
Oh.
Like that initial conversation when he's
and the
throwing out.
audience would not have happened.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to. Even if he wanted that ass, he's not going to say that around. Okay, that's what a heel in the face. That they were a little too open with some of the terms, but I also get it. You need to convey this to the audience. It was an exposition scene, but it rang untrue for the time.
It did. And one thing that drives me insane sometimes is because I was looking at this and kind of dreading it because I was like, all right, we're just going to pretend that like we're going to see guys doing like missile drop kicks and shooting star presses and like everything. And I'm like, that would have really pissed me off. There were a couple things that, truth be told, like you wouldn't necessarily see, but overall, they did a pretty good job with the in-ring action of at least making it feel like this was something that happened back then and not like a modern wrestling match. I like that they didn't go too over the top with that. I should have led with this is actually based on a 2009 Jeff Lean book, Queen of the Ring, Sex, Muscles, Diamonds, and the Making of an American Legend. Never actually read the book, but I heard it's a really good read. I'm not surprised that they adapted it for a movie.
And the director did say, like, the adaptation of the movie stops with, and there's still like 100 pages left of book. So there's still room for other things. Because there's also a 3-hour cut that he had to cut down to the 2:19 or whatever, slightly over 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a longer movie, but I didn't feel it really.
I didn't feel it either, but I think that's because of how affectionate we are to wrestling. So I want to know like diehards, like, did it feel long to you? Because for me, it did not. Also,
no. I watched it again because I saw it theatrically on its initial release, and I wanted to watch it again before we did this. So I watched it last night, and it's still just I do. I loved it. I like we get the Carney circuit too. We get like just stuff that we hear about, but like it's always cool to see it played out. And
What did you think about and also Francesca Eastwood playing Mae Young? That they just made her a lesbian, which was always more or less.
Rumor. It was never really confirmed, right? Like,
there's been people who've said
it was known.
Like, she and Moolah were together, but
I think it makes sense. I mean, it was known. It was that's like portraying Harvey as a pervert before, it was known. It's just I don't know, like, how do you document it? I mean, because
you're going back a ways, but I thought that was kind of cool to think that Mae Young was like fucking like getting power bombed off a stage by Bubba Ray Dudley, that the career went that long.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah,
that is insane. I remember
tougher than 99% of the roster right now.
Was it? I can't remember who it was. It might have. I don't know if it was probably Bubba. I feel like it might have been somebody else, but like he felt like she was like, "You better really hit me. Don't be a fucking pussy.
Do it like one of the boys."
Yeah. Yeah, and she gave birth at like 80 also. She had a hand baby. That's right.
She did have a hand baby.
Proud parent of Mark Henry's hands.
I'm questioning the pigmentation of that. Whatever.
We saw our titties in the 90s.
Not a bragging point, but we did.
We saw prosthetic titties, if we're going to be real.
I'll never forget watching that, like with my brother, and everybody was just like, "Jeez, fuck."
Yeah, I had an out of body experience. Everyone in the room was like, no.
Oh man, man, like Mae Young's awesome. I would love to see that biopic. Just fucking like have Francesca Eastwood do that biopic. I want the fabulous Moolah, like women in prison, but in wrestling.
That'd be hilarious, dude. But the next wrestling movie the guys might work on is a Gorgeous George movie. He did a Q&A with Jim Cornette and Emily and Camille. All those people were there, and they said that might be his next movie, or it might be down the line.
I'd love to see them keep making, particularly these old timey wrestling things. I mean, there's so many that you could tackle at that point. The Moolah one would be interesting because I'm curious how hard they would go with it. If they'd pull back. Yeah, I don't know. JG. Oh, sorry. I keep trying to read it for you, Pugs. My bad. I'd love if we had more wrestling biopics that were period pieces. I would love a Jim Londos one or Nick Bockwinkel. Yeah, I think there has to be like enough of a hook with the person, but in wrestling there's quite a bit. I mean, like I said, Mae Young. I mean, women's wrestling in particular, because there's a lot to go.
I'm just this works for wrestling too. I think also they know that the women's bios might put more asses in seats than Nick Bockwinkel.
Fair.
Yeah.
You cast Emily Bette Rickards from Arrow, who I had a crush on for a while. Like, I'm in. She's great.
Yeah.
She got all beefy. Yeah. She's back to normal now, but
you cast your girl as the fabulous Moolah. You're throwing all your money, fucking Sydney Sweetie.
Hell yeah, hell yes.
Ben's asking about this. Did you guys see that interview on AEW where the one actress revealed that wrestling was pre-planned?
What the fuck was that?
She thought it was like a big reveal, but collectively you hear the fans get sucked the air out of the room and the locker room just groan.
Yeah,
actor.
I mean, you made the movie.
Pocket cheeseburgers went in all their pockets. They all folded their arms in disgust.
Now, when I did see that, I was like, "What are you doing?" Oh, you're not one of them.
I'm sure you said a lot worse, Pugs, but thank you.
You are 100% correct. There was
she gets pelted by
she
gets pelted by a cheeseburger. It's still real to me, damn it.
I know.
That
was embarrassing for everyone involved.
Jim fucking Cornette is in the movie.
Again, great. I love that. Go ahead.
What I wanted like an old timey rant from him too. He's like, extra cheese, you motherfucker. With all the ladies. I guess it can't really be maybe a rant at like an ice cream stand or a diner or something. Like, give me a deleted scene. That would have been hilarious.
JG has a question.
How much does Jack prefer factor into the story of
Goggins?
Walton Goggins. Yeah, quite a bit, because I mean that's a name that, unless you've really read.
He didn't have a lot of screen time, but he was a heavy factor in there, and there is a lot of footage cut from his character on the.
How dare you cut Goggins?
Well,
need the 3-hour cut now.
Goggins got cut a lot, and so did Gorgeous George. But
I'm sure there was a ton, but Jack Pfeffer was like really responsible for a lot of what modern wrestling became. I mean, and yeah, Walton Goggins is fantastic. They assembled a really impressive cast. Yeah. Josh Lucas as Billy Wolf is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Never mind. I was about to side with him with one of those outbursts that he did. I'm like, you know what? She was acting up, but that's a little rough, dude.
Teen Wolf 3 was a pretty good too. Teen Wolf 3, yeah. Teen Wolf 3.
You know what? That's funny because the little kids from Teen Wolf, he was the main character. His son.
That's what I was talking about. I said he was
Teen
good
Wolf
in it
3.
too.
I'm dumb.
Yeah, 2 was Jason Bateman, so he's 3.
What did you guys think about Camille as June Byers, and why the fuck does AEW
Pug still have some beef, but
I don't think she was acting, dude. I think that's her. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything about it, but that's how she presents herself. even when the short interaction I've had with her at XPW, in the ring and like passing her in the hallway, she just seems like don't fuck with
Super
her.
serious, kind of like not approachable.
So if it's just her wrestling gimmick or not, either way, it's cast perfectly.
Yeah, I and is this her first acting role? Like in this? Cause
I believe so.
yeah, she did good. I can see her doing more since they're not using her in AEW.
You know what would be, and there's zero chances of them doing this, but it would be a nice break from the main event scene. Bring her into WWE and have her just like, I took your man, Charlotte, because she's married to Phil Latimer, Charlotte's one of Charlotte's exes.
Oh yes. Yeah, she was billed under her real name. We also had Martin Cove, Sensei popped up in here, so that was always
no mercy.
He did.
That was cool. A Pug's favorite, you mentioned Deborah Ann Wolf, but also for fans of heels, Kelly Berglund pops up as Neil Stewart, which was great. Which, Dan, you still really need to watch Heels.
You haven't seen any of Heels, Dan?
No, I'm kind of like, maybe I'll just
make that a priority.
The rest of Last of Us, because I am totally checked out of that.
Well, you only got 2 episodes left, so
yeah, I'll get through these 2, but maybe I'll start. Heels.
Yeah, I'd like to revisit Heels and talk about it. We never did.
I'm in.
Yeah.
But I'm loving The Last of Us, but that's for when I return.
Well, I think actually that's one thing that Todd's going to agree with me. I'm fading fast on.
He is faster than Chucky, but the bitching's not as insufferable, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
All the off air on Chucky, I was like, God, I get it.
Oh,
at least it didn't spill over on air like other people.
I think Kruger did. That got edited, but Kruger did have the biggest ultimately on that one. So yeah, I thought this one was a lot of fun.
Tony Storm, we didn't mention. Yeah, she pops up too.
Oh, that is like one that WWE really dropped the ball.
Huge. Really, Mickey James. She was billed as Fabulous fucking Moolah. Like, get her in there.
She was.
Yeah, she didn't have one fucking word. She was just in the room with who else was there? Britt Baker was there.
Yeah, I know Britt was.
Some other girls were in there. It was lined up. Was AJ Lee there too?
See, here's the thing. I don't think
in this. I didn't even catch that.
Maybe not AJ Lee, but someone like Zelina Vega, Naomi was in there too. Oh, you didn't catch Mickey James?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I watched it twice. Must have been looking at something else. We had Naomi, and Naomi was in this before she resigned. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was in TNA, I believe. But yeah, I think you gotta. Although I wouldn't mind seeing the Women in Prison movie with Mickey James. It's Fabulous Moolah if you want to go the exploitation route. She's definitely.
I don't think you're gonna get Mickey to do nudity now, but
she might to headline a movie.
Yeah, that's sort of like MJF and Iron Claw. He didn't know. You don't even know he's the fake Von Erich unless you know that's what he was cast as.
That's good. Hardcore Hillbilly answers the open challenge. Hardcore Hillbilly.
No.
I was watching that and I was like, "You get him, Hillbilly."
You know
Elvira.
If Camille comes back, you guys should do that.
No, I'm telling you, if they had any balls, if you just had her like come out with Phil Latimer, boom, that would be gold. Just to do something with Charlotte that's not involving the world title. But yeah, no, I mean, Elvira Snodgrass and like all of these old timers. I didn't like that we killed off somebody that didn't actually die. I didn't think that was necessary to the story. Like that I didn't like. I'm like,
yeah, I didn't know that she died later. But
yeah, she lived a full life. And I was like, we could have just done, we didn't need to do Rocky 3 here.
Like, but at the credits, didn't they say that she died? Like when they put the side by sides of people they played?
I don't think so. I mean, at least Gladys, she died in 2009 at the age of 89. Unless I'm wrong, but I mean, I did look that up. Yeah, Deborah Ann Wall is Gladys Gillen. I mean, you can double check me on that. She didn't die in the ring, I'll tell you that much.
Well, she didn't die in the ring in the movie either. It was in the hospital later.
Well, yeah, but because of a ring injury. That's not how that went down. I have her in 2009, 89 years old.
End of in ring career was in 62.
So, yeah. But she lived until
the character name died.
Fuck it, we might piss off.
Oh my god, how hilarious would that be? She tells the doctor, "Go tell them I'm dead, so they can leave."
That's the sequel.
She just comes back in a mask.
Sheik, you think you know how to kayfabe? Bitch, please.
No, God. I'm getting this in the chat that MJF's and Happy Gilmore too. God, this is gonna be worse than Little Nick.
He's his son. Like, I think it's at least somewhat.
Oh, is that big? I didn't know that.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he's like Adam Sandler's son. Now, I don't know how big of a role it is, maybe, but I'm assuming more than a cameo.
Does that mean we have to review it now too?
Yeah. Well, I want to watch it anyway.
I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, 30 years later, I don't know. I kind of feel like I would have preferred Billy Madison for some reason.
That still could happen, dude.
It probably will.
As long as we don't get fucking 8 crazy nights or 8 crazy nights too, I'm fine. You do whatever you want, Adam.
Yeah, we're many years away from classics like Little Nicky.
I love Little Nicky.
Garbage.
How do you not like a movie that begins with John Lovitz like just peeping on girls in a tree? Like, come on, Todd.
Because
that part probably wasn't the problem. For Todd.
A Jack and Jiller. Okay, that might be worse.
Oh no, I checked out like Adam Sandler. That Western that I saw that he did, the comedy.
Okay,
Western.
We're going out way off again.
So back to the movie.
Really did you guys like Emily's performance?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought she was fantastic.
Good.
It's kind of a hard, like I said, making a movie like this is tough. I think they did a reasonable job with the in-ring stuff, not getting too crazy. Again, if I wanted to be really nitpicky, I could say like, okay, but we really didn't see this or this, but until 20 years later. But overall, they did a good job.
Did we all cringe at the Razor speech?
Yeah, I was like, I had mixed emotions, but I was like, I don't.
Like, I know Razor didn't coin it, but we all know that that's what it's in reference to. And I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. Made me go,
cheap pop, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did stick out to me too. I'm like, okay, I don't think Billy.
I think they wanted the Bye Felicia moment in Straight Outta Compton, but it did not do that.
No.
It just kind of looked forced and made me groan.
Ben Grimm, you must not have been listening when I said I had a crush on Felicity Smoke, but yes, she's Felicity Smoke in the Arrowverse. She's great, and she just did a movie called Calamity Jane. I want to watch that. She was in an Oscar-nominated movie a while back. Brooklyn. There you go.
So yeah, this and your ginger. Oh wait, do I got to say ginger now? Or can I not even say it now?
Ginger? I think you can't use a hard R for gingers.
No, that's racist now, according to Dan in TikTok.
I guess so.
TikTok is also a synonym for the hard R word. That used to be okay.
I think it is now. Again,
it's back. I say it in my regular life. I would not, without a hesitation either.
I did like that Vince Sr. popped up and we got a Vince Jr. reference.
See, that made me groan too. I thought.
I like that one.
I mean, it could have happened. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, so I was okay with that. I mean, we're all just guessing it behind closed doors conversation.
Oh yeah,
so I can live with that. Now they do kind of bullshit. Like they partially bullshit because the actual match with June was basically like Mildred left that thinking like the title was okay because she didn't take the second fall kind of deal. I mean, that whole thing just was kind of like a shoot and they just stopped the match basically. So they officially recognized June as the champion. So they kind of sort of changed that.
Movie, dude. Like that, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't like killing somebody off that didn't die.
No,
And
I get that. Yeah, I didn't know that was so. I get why, but I think they should have done made an amalgamation character if they're going to kill someone off.
Yeah.
Or not use switched up her name a bit, something. I did want to throw out there though, Vince Sr. was played by director Ash Avildsen.
Yeah.
Yes. Orc is asking, is the Vince Netflix movie worth watching? I'm assuming you mean documentary, right, Orc?
The docu-series, I think it is.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'll enjoy that. And
you can, if you don't want to rehash, you can just skip to the third episode or the last episode because that's all the newer stuff.
It'll be newer to Orc though, because Orc's not watching like everything like us. He's not a wrestling nerd like us.
Oh well, then you'll enjoy all three.
You'll enjoy all of it. I'd say watch the whole thing. It's entertaining. Yeah. So
I kind of want to watch the WWE Producer McMahon documentary again just to see the differences.
That
Vince was an angel growing up.
It's like the Kim Jong Un thing. He was born under a rainbow. Actually, I don't shit, so she's lying.
Orc says, I watched every pay-per-view from WCW, ECW, WWFE 1985 to 2003.
Yeah, so you like been bowed out for a little bit, so I think you should watch the whole thing. Yeah,
that sounds to me like he can go straight to the last episode, but okay.
Your call.
JG Michael, and no, I'm not kidding. That Playboy interview is a really great piece of reporting people forget about.
The McMahon one, yeah.
Yeah. See, I feel like we would be disappointed in the Vince biopic no matter what. Because, like, there's some shit they're probably not going to show. Get the guy that did The Apprentice. That might be
Donald Trump?
No, Todd, the fucking movie. Yes, Donald Trump, please direct the Vince biopic.
They could get the guy who played Vince McMahon in the Young Rock series. He did a good job.
Yes. So, but well, let's rate this and then we can bullshit about other movies we want to see. What do you rate it, Todd?
I really liked them, a 4.5.
Pugs?
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 4.5 with a mandatory watching. It females empowerment through and through. Go for it.
I'm 4 stars on this one. Couple little things that bothered me, but that's not bad for a wrestling
and
movie.
For a female-based centric movie, that is a high rating coming from Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck you, Todd. I love women's wrestling. Believe it or not, I have always been an advocate for doing more with the women. Yes. Not forcing it with somebody who doesn't have it, and I still like the sexual characters. I like my beautiful people and whatnot, but always said, even way back in the day, and that is interesting with the Moolah movie. Moolah derailed women's wrestling in a lot of ways.
Dan's first wrestling boner came from Bertha Faye. Fun fact.
Fuck yeah. Harvey Wimpleman loved the BBWs.
No, I do think this movie should be seen though, like by everybody, but like if you recommend this to a female in your life, have her go see what bitches can do.
I was like watching it though, and I'm like, man, I hope like Francesca Eastwood, Mae Young, like let's make that happen.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine her in the old age makeup doing some of the Mark Henry stuff and everything? Kenan Thompson as Mark Henry.
Oh shit! I was gonna suggest.
Nah, I want that girl walking down the hall from that meme.
Fucking Stingray, Paul Walter Hauser as Bubba Dudley. Him.
Oh, yes.
That's perfect, honestly, because like Bubba's kind of a
Yeah, I think Keenan's more Devon than Mark Henry.
No, that's true, I guess. But I mean,
You know who would also make a very good Bubba Ray Dudley?
Who's that?
Will Sasso.
Yep. Oh, he wrestles too, or he had a match.
Yeah,
I remember that when the black chick from Mad TV's titties popped out when she used the steel chair on Nitro.
Ugh.
Hugs was like, yes.
Yeah, that's gross. But
who's
my
Eric Bischoff when he's getting the?
hold on. My favorite part of that whole scene though was when they had that arm wrestling spot, and Will Sass was like, "Come on, Brett, this isn't a 3-hour show." Ah, that fucking killed me. All right, so who's playing Bischoff?
Yeah, because he's part of that run.
Robert Downey. Let's aim high.
So Robert Downey's just gonna have like Francesca Eastwood in like old woman makeup, just like
he's gonna steal all the show. Shit.
bouncing on his face. It's a lot of money, I think, to get Robert Downey in that one.
Yeah.
But
unless you're a diehard fan, you never know until you ask.
C. Thomas Howell. There you go. Somebody affordable.
We just took this from an A picture to a C picture.
Well, come on, Todd. It's not.
Yeah, a must see.
You're casting the guy in blackface as our lead. Come on, dude.
It's not the lead. He's just Eric Bischoff.
Oh.
It's not the fucking.
Is he gonna double as Vincent too?
It's a Mae Young movie. I want to see like fucking like. Well, I know what was it? Was it Bradley Cooper was going to play Vince? You can see C. Thomas Howell coming out and hugging Bradley Cooper. Like it kind of works. I don't know. I like my casting decision. I think overall profit, Todd, to fucking Robert Downey. Let's give him like $100 million to be in the Mae Young biopic. It's not going to happen, Todd. Got to think.
He needs that prestige picture. Not everything can be Doodaloo.
There you go.
Tom Cruise. Yeah, he does. He would be a better.
Absolutely not.
He is actually a much. That's probably the best Bischoff casting out of anyone that's been said so far.
That would have to be though a like Bischoff movie.
Okay, Dan, you didn't ask us to cast a realistically budgeted actor to play this part.
I don't like fantasy booking. Tom Cruise is.
Well, yeah, why? Because you're adding all these stupid fucking rules. It's a fucking fantasy.
Making a movie happen, Todd.
You didn't say you make this under this budget. You said, "Oh, just fucking make it. Let's cast this
Thomas
stupid
Howell
fucking
is
movie
a lot
that's not
more
real."
likely.
But don't use Tom Cruise.
See, Thomas
Fucking
Howell is much
man-easy.
more likely. And if he were alive, Rutger Hauer is Vince McMahon. Like I'm thinking like a movie that would get.
I don't see that.
Vince didn't try to cast Jeff Fahey as McMahon.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! He could do it.
You can't have Fahey if they can't have Tom Cruise.
That would be. I think Fahey would really show you what he could do. Can you imagine Fahey like doing the McMahon power walk? I want.
No, you're not allowed. You can't have Fahey because you're making all these arbitrary rules.
Oh, I got one we won't fight over. Shane McMahon, Seth Green, because I think with Austin Powers, he would sell Vince being mean to him. It would be great.
I don't understand the stupid rules of this stupid game that it gets even dumber. Like
it's perfect casting. He can act.
It wasn't that I don't get how that's funny, but okay.
Yeah, Austin Powers. Remember Dr. Evil was always like,
I've seen Austin Powers.
You can kind of see like Jeff Fahey. It's like you're not good.
I don't think Seth Green looks anything like Shane McMahon.
You're always gonna have some.
Pull it off.
All right, give me a Shane then.
I don't want to play because there's too many fucking rules.
All right, we will say no rules. This is just like the dream movie. You want Tom Cruise, you can pick Tom Cruise. I will.
Is this still a movie?
I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore.
No, I think now it's more we turned it into a Vince movie.
Let's turn it into a Monday Night War movie.
What movie is this? I don't even know what the fuck's happening.
Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, we just came.
Okay, can we talk about how Jeff Cobb has the most racist name now because they gave him what's the most
Mateo?
Filipino name you guys know? Mateo. Done.
He's
I thought
Jesus
Mateo
Christ
was
Mateo.
I thought
He's-
Mateo was Latin for the longest time.
No, that's yeah.
Yeah.
They're brown too. So
He's back for his revenge because Vince like fucked over his dad.
You know what? I want that.
Jesus Christ Mateo.
That they should do that.
He is, and now he's like declaring war against the only
Oh.
like family member left in Triple H. Like he's gonna
Ben Grimm, Bruce Campbell, same chin.
as
McMahon?
who?
Shane O'Mac or Vince?
I would go Vince.
I don't. I think he might be a little old.
You know what? He could play everybody. Put him in a green screen. I'd watch the fucking shit out of that.
I'm not doing the stupid strut. I'm too old.
Jay
He just
Leno.
comes around just like, shaking the
Now, who the
fist.
fuck's Jay Leno? Shane McMahon? Vince McMahon? My head's starting to hurt. I need drugs.
Pat Patterson. Now,
Oh,
Jay, you're
obviously.
gonna have to go a little dark with
All
this
right,
one.
well, that's easy. Daniel Shine. I use the government
Okay.
even.
I was gonna suggest Cam from Modern Family, but yeah, I think Flesh Wound Dan is the better option.
Wait, is Patterson
Yeah, older, obviously.
in? All right, you're gonna have to envision this.
Come on,
one.
Dan. Just say they going banana. Just give me
He doesn't look like it, but
Cam?
I'm gonna pick Jean Reno as Patterson. Picture it. I mean, obviously, you're altering him. You're altering him. I could just say Nick Cage is Patterson.
Oh wait, hold on.
Okay, Nick Cage is Patterson. Then who's Piper?
Oh, Timothy Chalamet is a young Rowdy Piper.
The bigger dude from Parks and Rec. Nick Offerman? No, I
Nick
think
Offerman.
the one that they keep changing his name, the big dumb guy.
I love Nick Offerman. I mean, but as who is Patterson?
This is never mind. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I don't know who is Patterson.
No, that's not who he's saying.
Oh, okay. We're throwing.
Orc was asking Ben if that's who he's talking about, the bigger guy. But I think it's the one like they
Oh,
keep changing his name. Yeah, the dumb guy's okay.
What's up with the with Oric?
Gary?
Edge pay-per-view? Is that what the movie's gonna be about?
movie.
Okay, now we got to cast Brad. We got to cast Owen.
We just like make Rhea Ripley a much better looking version of Nicole Bass because she was on that show.
That'd be funny.
C. Thomas Howell is Jeff Jarrett. Fuck you. I'm getting him in there somehow.
Like if you really want to like shoehorn him in, pick someone good, like that makes sense that he could pull off. Like if I was gonna do C. Thomas Howell, oh, easy, Bobby Lashley.
Damn.
They got me.
I feel like you could have folded Vince with that Soul Man gimmick, though.
Oh God.
You know, I don't normally like to push
Oh,
you guys.
Ben Grimm just killed it.
Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
That's the budget for the Vince McMahon Dan wants.
Later, Brian.
Adios.
Well, yeah, that's the if Flesh Wound just makes it ourselves. Eric Roberts could have played McMahon at a time when he still gave a shit. Like he could have done it. Like that's not awful casting.
Now he's doing it from his kitchen.
If we did super chats, I mean, we could afford him with Patreon money. I feel like a few more subs and like we could get you Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts might just chill on an SCS stream.
He's just at home on set. So, what's going on here? These guys.
Oh, hold on, I got to do a take.
Yeah. Pause. I'll come back.
He just doesn't pause his mic. It's Julia's such a bitch.
I'm gonna give you a hard one. Who you casting as Bobby Heenan?
Oh, that is very hard. I'm imagining like actual screen time. So it'd have to be. Ooh. Gene Okerlund's fucking hard too. I mean, there's a few people I could see as Gorilla Monsoon. That's not as difficult, but God, Heenan, that is.
I can't think of anybody.
It'd have to be a comedian that can act.
I don't know.
Fuck, man. I'm drawing a blank. I just don't have anybody that slays that. Do you guys have one for Heenan?
No.
He's come up a lot lately, but I would say somebody funny like a Tim Dillon, but I don't know if he really is going to make you believe he's Bobby Heenan.
The girl from The Last of Us? No way.
She's playing Shane McMahon, Todd, since we can't decide. I don't have like that one that like Eureka.
I don't think there is one.
There isn't, and Okerlund too. Okerlund's.
Yeah, you can just get a bald guy. Scheme Gene was fine. I don't even know who that guy was.
Yeah, we could probably do a whole fucking show just on this. We'll talk off air. I have some ideas, but yeah. Anything else before we bow out, since we're like way off topic? Although still on wrestling, at least.
Well, we did review a wrestling movie, so we were talking fake wrestling casting, even though Dan made it difficult with all of his rules.
They kept changing.
But on our next Dark Side of the Ring, maybe we'll cover the Schlack documentary, Stabbed in the Face.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out and indulging our nonsense once again. If you weren't watching this live, you should have, because I think you're probably going to be missing a good 10 to 15 minimum on this episode. So it pays to listen to Flesh Wound Live, but do not fret, because patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures, you can always listen to the uncut episodes.
Maybe not just stupid nonsense in the middle.
You can check that out, and so you might get some nonsense, but you're not getting it all, and you're not getting all the awful, horrific, disrespectful shit that you can only get on Patreon. So Flesh Wound Features. But all right, guys, good night for now, and see you Wednesday. See you Monday if you want to look at Ozzy, I guess.
Money's on the dresser.
I'll see you in Disneyland.
God damn it.
More editing.